Deep inside your cells, a microscopic network of metabolic pathways never stops pulsing. This is cellular respiration, the constant hum of energy keeping you alive. In the modern environment, this system faces a constant challenge. Our patterns of food intake have moved out of sync with our natural metabolic cycles, contributing to the rising prevalence of metabolic syndrome. The standard Western lifestyle, 3 large meals a day bracketed by snacks, keeps the human body trapped in a continuous, inescapable postprandial, or fed, state. To address this, clinical advice historically points to caloric restriction. However, this approach operates through a different biological mechanism than intermittent fasting. Caloric restriction is a straightforward reduction in total energy intake across a standard daily timeline. You eat the same number of meals, just with less total energy. Intermittent fasting is the strict manipulation of the timing of energy intake. It dictates the specific window in which you eat, regardless of the total caloric volume. This makes intermittent fasting a bioenergetic trigger that forces a shift in how the body processes and utilizes fuel. This graph illustrates the timeline of a standard eating lifestyle. We see continuous, rolling glucose spikes corresponding to every meal and snack, while the bottom curve, representing ketones, remains completely flatlined. With glucose constantly replenished, your system remains locked in an anabolic state, prioritizing storage. Conversely, under early time-restricted feeding, intake is compressed into a tight 6-hour window. During the remaining 18 hours, we see a prominent sustained rise in ketones. This temporal compression allows the body to cross a distinct biochemical threshold. This transition point is the metabolic switch. It is the moment human metabolism shifts from lipid synthesis to the oxidation of fatty acids. We can track this transition chronologically, starting from the very minute you finish your last meal. The metabolic impact of the fast is defined by the duration and amplitude of this newly opened ketone window. Immediately following a meal, you enter the fed state. During this window, circulating insulin levels spike. This hormone drives systemic glucose utilization across your tissues and signals the body to store any excess energy as triglycerides in your adipose tissue. Inside circular tissues, a mechanism known as the Randle cycle takes over. Glucose and fatty acids actively compete for oxidation. When insulin and glucose are high, the scale tips, and fatty acid burning is essentially blocked. As the biological clock ticks toward the 12-hour mark since your last meal, the body enters a state of negative energy balance. Your cells burn through free-floating glucose, forcing the liver to tap its stored reserves. These glycogen stores are physically exhausted to maintain normal blood sugar. This specific depletion of liver glycogen is the mandatory trigger for the metabolic switch. Reaching this 12-hour mark is the strict biological prerequisite for unlocking metabolic flexibility. Past that 12-hour threshold, a sharp hormonal inversion occurs. Circulating insulin drops precipitously, while its counter-regulatory hormone, glucagon, begins to rise. This hormonal shift acts as a biochemical signal for your adipose tissue. It mobilizes stored triglycerides, breaking them apart into free fatty acids. These free fatty acids are released into the bloodstream and transported directly to the liver for processing. Through hepatic beta oxidation, the liver rapidly converts these incoming fatty acid chains into specialized energy molecules known as ketone bodies, pumping them back out into the circulatory system. The primary ketone body produced is beta-hydroxybutyrate. With glucose scarce, this molecule becomes the major fuel source for your peripheral tissues and your brain. Beta-hydroxybutyrate easily crosses the blood-brain barrier. Once inside, it serves as a signaling molecule, upregulating the expression of neurotrophic factors like BDNF. This evolutionary adaptation preserves muscle mass while shifting the body's primary fuel source toward lipids. We can observe the effects of fasting down at the level of molecular signaling inside a single target cell. The prolonged fasting state alters the cell's fundamental energy ratio. As readily available energy declines, internal ATP levels drop and AMP levels rise. This rising concentration of AMP acts as a cellular alarm bell. It binds to and activates a crucial energy-sensing protein called AMPK. The first consequence of AMPK activation is a direct inhibitory block placed on another protein complex known as mTOR. mTOR is a central engine of cellular growth. By inhibiting it, the cell immediately halts anabolic protein synthesis, stopping the construction of new structures. With building paused, the cell enters a cleanup phase. A biological wave sweeps through the cytoplasm, aptly engulfing and dismantling defective proteins and damaged organelles. This catabolic recycling process is called autophagy. It works in tandem with mitochondrial biogenesis to build a healthier, more efficient cellular infrastructure. Fasting initiates this cellular repair and mitochondrial upgrading. This theoretical biology translates directly into clinical reality. A study by Hallberg and colleagues tested how fasting impacts human metabolism. A hyperinsulinemic clamp measured glucose absorption before and after 20 days of intermittent fasting. On this chart, dark bars show baseline uptake. Compare them against the light bars post-intervention. The required glucose infusion rate increased significantly from 6.3 to 7.3 milligrams. This data proves that insulin-mediated whole-body glucose uptake improved directly as a result of the fasting regimen. This is reinforced by the Sutton trial, which tested an early time-restricted feeding schedule for 5 weeks. They found it lowered fasting insulin and improved pancreatic beta cell responsiveness. The critical detail of the Sutton trial is that these metabolic improvements occurred even when total caloric intake was perfectly matched and no weight loss occurred. Intermittent fasting repairs metabolic dysfunction at the cellular level, independent of simple weight loss. Measured. Cautionary. Manipulating the metabolic switch applies intentional, systemic stress to the body. That biological machinery has rigid limits. We must distinguish between normal physiological fasting signals and pathological warning signs. Specific warning markers mandate breaking a fast immediately. For instance, an intense pounding headache is not normal hunger. It indicates severe dehydration and a potential electrolyte imbalance. If electrolytes crash, the physical stress hits the cardiovascular system. A rapidly beating, irregular heart rate shows the muscles struggling to maintain a steady, normalized rhythm without proper chemical signaling. There are strict medical contraindications. Fasting is unsafe for type 1 diabetics due to severe hypoglycemia risks, and it is advised against for pregnant or breastfeeding women. Ignoring these data-backed warning signs transitions the body out of therapeutic intracellular repair and into pathological system breakdown. To harness this mechanism safely, we follow the timeline: 12 hours to exhaust liver glycogen, which activates AMPK and then sustains robust ketogenesis. Intermittent fasting is the conscious activation of the body's innate circadian rhythm to coordinate our anabolic and catabolic states. Manipulating meal timing utilizes our evolutionary bioenergetics to clear defective proteins and restore insulin sensitivity. By aligning our daily eating windows with our evolutionary cellular biology, we hold a precise mechanism to reverse the damage of modern metabolic disease.